Every nomad's setup is a reflection of their journey. Each rig, each campsite, is a glimpse into a life shaped by adventure. Meeting fellow travelers isn't just about sharing the road. It's about sharing dreams, lessons, and the many ways we call this world home. Good morning, guys. Out here in beautiful Quartzsite, Arizona still. So in case you guys don't know too much about Quartzsite, I have tons of videos of Quartzsite. And every year, like around winter time, for a few months, a whole bunch of travelers, like millions of travelers, come here to Quartzsite. And, you know, this is one of the reasons why I love coming to Quartzsite so much, and why I started to come to Quartzsite is because of all the different travelers that come here. Like, it's pretty awesome to see the different types of people and the different types of rigs and the different types of setups that all these people travel in. It's so fascinating. So with that being said, because I get amazed by it, I have decided to, every once in a while, do a video of a fellow traveler that I meet on the road. And do a video, an interview of how he or she travels and their setup and their rig and why they decided to do this lifestyle. Because it just all fascinates me. We all have our different stories. We all have our different ways of doing this lifestyle. So it's pretty cool. So today, I'm waking up in Quartzsite, and I met this really nice guy that's out here, and he is traveling in his Suburban. And he's got a pretty cool setup with his Suburban. And so today we're going to go over there to his campsite, and I'm going to interview him and ask him why he started this traveling. And we're going to see how he does it in his Suburban. And who knows, because a Suburban is just a little bit bigger than a Jeep, and you guys know I do it in my Jeep. So I might get some ideas from him today by going over there and seeing his setup too. That's another thing. Another reason why I like meeting these fellow travelers, because I have learned also from other people on some ideas in my Jeep, living inside of my Jeep. So I'm getting dressed, and we're gonna go meet this guy and see his setup. Oh, and he's a YouTuber too. So that'll be pretty awesome. Meeting another fellow traveler, seeing his setup, and he's a fellow YouTuber. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am well.
Give me a hug.
Wow, good to see you.
All right, you ready for your interview?
I am, absolutely.
I personally have not really seen his inside of his rig yet, so I'm pretty stoked to see your setup and everything. Thank you for sharing this with me. Okay, so before we scope out the inside of his setup here and then see his whole entire setup, I'm going to interview him a little bit and ask him some questions because, well, I'm about to be nosy. I like to see how other people travel, why they started traveling, what they think of it, how long they've been doing it, you know, all the good stuff. So, how long have you been doing this traveling?
I've actually been in different variations of vehicles for the past 6 years.
Oh, 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
So have you been doing it full time for the last 6 years?
Full time, but I was sticking around to an area I knew the best.
Okay.
AKA comfort, you know, I felt safe.
Of course, yeah.
And after a while, I just kind of break that mold, and I was just like, you know, I need to get out there and explore. So I did Route 66.
Oh, nice.
From the back of my first rig. And then after that, I was hooked.
Oh, wow,
Totally
okay.
hooked.
So you said you had 5 other rigs? This is your 6th one or 6 other rigs?
Oh, no, 6 years.
6 years, sorry.
And I got to count them. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
4 rigs.
4 rigs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just can you tell us a little bit of the other 4 rigs that you started out in?
Certainly. I started off with a 1993 Ford Ranger short cab.
Okay.
And short bed. So that was like 5.5 foot bed, and I'm 6 foot.
Oh, wow.
So, but I mean, it was a spur of the moment thing. I was sick and tired of what everyone calls the rat race.
Mm-hmm.
You know, spending sometimes 14 to 16 hours every day for a condo, to pay for a condo that I only got to live in. You know, I figured it out. I was only living in it for like maybe 12 hours a week.
Wow.
Well, I mean, sleeping, of course, but I mean living, like, you know, actually relaxing and all that. So I did Route 66 with that Ford Ranger, and pedaled around a little longer. Discovered a few YouTubers.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is your friend Wanderingjeepsy.
Okay.
And I really liked how she kind of broke everything down for me. And then I started following other YouTubers, mm-hmm. and became a little bit more familiar, a little bit more educated. But I was still not willing to, like, kind of, you know, go full out. Mm-hmm. And now for the last year, I've been full out on the road with the Suburban,
which is very roomy. I mean, I
yeah,
can just see through the windows. Before, yes. Yeah, very roomy.
I'm also a minimalist.
Okay.
So I'm not all.
Well, you have to be to live this lifestyle.
Oh, definitely, definitely, yeah. But after the Ford Ranger, I noticed it was too cramped, and so I got myself a 1996 Dodge Dakota.
Okay.
And offered a lot more room. My friend and I, we built a nice little shell for it, a shell, and a lot more roomier. Got out a little bit more, close to the intermediate area where I was comfortable with. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I ended up going into a van, actually.
Oh.
After that.
You had a van and then you went into this?
Well,
I guess this could probably get you to a little bit more places than a van.
Right. And
that was the idea.
That was the idea.
Okay. All right, we're going to go zoom around real quick on the inside before he starts. Look at these floors. Wow. Oh, my goodness. I mean, those look like some floors in a house. I don't think I can do that in my Jeep, though. I mean, I probably could, but, you know. So this is his bed. I got that part figured out. Oh, looks like he plays guitar. That's awesome. And then you got a vent up there, too. That was pretty smart. Pretty cool. Looks very comfy. Okay, so I am curious how you get in there and how you fit in the Suburban, because you said you're what, 6 feet tall?
I'm 6 foot.
6 foot tall. So let's see you enter your home.
Alrighty.
Make sure you turn around and say, "Welcome to my crib."
Welcome to my crib, or pimp my ride.
Oh, that's pretty neat. You didn't wipe your feet before you got in, sir.
Well, you know, combat boots or boots, you know. But,
so yeah, that's perfect headroom right there.
For me, this is the limit.
Okay.
Okay, but
that's about how it is in my Jeep right now.
Right, and I want a little bit more space. We already checked it out with the Astrovan, and it is going to be taller. I am a photographer.
Oh, nice.
And over here, you know, everybody's got their pride and joys. I've got my 2 analog film cameras. I do film photography as well as digital photography, and I actually develop my film in here. So I basically just use what is called a changing bag for the film, and then I let Mother Nature turn off the lights for me, and then that's when I'm actually doing my film photography development.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah. That's nifty.
Yeah, I've got all my chemicals for developing the film in my little chuck box here, as well as my canisters and everything.
Huh. And then I see you got the oops over there.
Uh-huh. Yep, this is the 1200.
It is the 1200. Okay, that was my next question.
Yeah, and it is piped into a 200 watt solar panel on the roof.
Oh, okay.
And it has a long enough. It's at a tactically positioned to where the refrigerator can be plugged into here or onto my onboard battery. I have 2 batteries in my rig, or in my engine compartment, and yeah, it's a really good system. I mean, this is also where I can turn on my interior lights. Wait, oh, I got my
oh,
my
cute.
Yeah, a lot of people like this. Of those.
Is this your fridge right here?
Yes, that is my refrigerator.
Okay, I didn't know.
It'll be relocated, actually.
Gotcha.
I have found that if you put your refrigerator up front, although it gives you more room, you'll find out when you come back here, it's a lot cooler back here. So your refrigerator, the refrigerator for what I've got going on would be more efficient over in the back here.
Okay, and then I noticed
burlap.
This up here, yeah. So did you insulate this, or is that?
Yes, it is insulated with half inch foam board, basically.
Okay.
And then I ended up covering it with this burlap here, because burlap, being that it is such a loose weave, every time you breathe out, you create more moisture, and moisture turns into condensation, and it'll capture it before it goes inside and behind your insulation and everything else. But it'll capture it, and because it's such a loose weave, when I open the doors the next day or I'm driving, it's evaporating.
Huh,
so it's
awesome.
actually wicking the moisture out from behind it, because you stick some burlap into the little corners and everything else to get behind your insulation, and it helps wick it all out.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. I like that. I just noticed the temperature thing too over there. That's pretty awesome.
I like old school stuff.
That's awesome.
Analog is my favorite. I love analog.
Yeah. And then I see you got the vent up there. Yes. That was a very smart move. Very smart move. Mm-hmm. So you can cook in here comfortably if you wanted to. And
that was one of the things that I wanted to make sure I did, or what I wanted to set up with my rig, was if I went into any kind of incremental weather, I would like to be able to stay in it for a few days before I have to, like, worry about, you know, or before I have to. Basically, I'd like to be able to cook, clean, and other things while I'm in here.
And develop your pictures.
And develop my pictures.
I think that's so awesome.
Which anybody who knows black and white film, there is an odor. Mm-hmm. So I counteract that with Lysol.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That kills the odor for the developer.
All right. Now I'm going to come in. Can I sit on your bed? Yes. Okay. He's got his water jug back there, and that's his cooking area. I like the space thing that you built here for storage. That's pretty awesome. And make sure, you know, no trespassing, okay?
Definitely contaminated. So one of the things I wanted to point out is, because of the military influence and the backpacker ideology that I kind of adopted, if you look right there down in these cupboards, I roll all my clothes. Now, it's kind of bare right now, but I'm actually on my last week of 3 weeks of clothing.
Oh, so all the clothes that you own go right there.
Exactly.
Oh,
3 weeks worth
that's
of clothing
nice.
goes right in there, and because I roll them up, that's why I'm able to put that much clothes into such a small space.
Right. I roll up my clothes also for my little clothing containers that I have,
Awesome.
so it gives me more room.
Yeah.
I am a girl, so I have a little bit more clothes than you.
Yeah. So I've got myself a little growler for a propane tank. Anything more than this size, this is a
That's a 3.5 gallon, right? Yeah.
Saves me money on the cost of those green bottles.
Uh-huh.
And if this starts leaking and I'm not aware of it, it's not going to kill me.
I just recently found out about these 3.5 gallon propane bottles also, so those are awesome.
You're going to spend more for them, but I think they're well worth the money.
For sure, and then you can refill them, you know, at propane places. There's little green tanks you can't, so that's definitely smart.
Storage area for the appliances. I've got like a little mini rice cooker. I think you might already know about these. The water kettle.
Oh yeah.
For 1 minute, 1 minute boils. And I got myself an air fryer because I'm not the greatest cook in the world.
Do you really have an air fryer?
I do.
Wow. So I assume that goes off your oops.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that doesn't draw a whole lot of power.
534 watts.
Oh, so that does draw a whole lot of power.
It does. But if you think about it, if you're going to be like warming something up, 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
So you're probably actually, in actuality, only using about 125 watts.
Okay.
And that's easily replenished within like 2 hours.
Huh.
You know.
That's one of the things I miss about, one of the very few things I miss about having a house was the air fryer and my crock pot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's on the highest setting, so that's at 400. So, you know, I'm a guy. I'm in a hurry. I don't want to wait for it. So, you know. But, I mean, if I did it like a normal person, and you know, put it at 350, you know, I think it goes down to like 447 watts.
Okay.
So it's definitely doable, and I'm not cooking a feast here, but I mean, I you know, it's really good. It's a 1.2 quart, and it does really well for me. So,
and then I noticed you got the heater over here.
the Olympian Wave.
And what do you do for AC, like during the summertime? Because, like, for me, during the summertime is the hardest part of the year for me to travel in my Jeep.
Right.
I'm still trying to figure out my AC situation.
So I adopted the snowbird method. So, like, here at Quartzsite, I will be out of here after March because it's going to really start getting hot. Mm-hmm. And then I'll travel north. But when I do find myself in a position where I'm in the situation that you, believe it or not, this thing pulls out enough of the stagnant air to push it out. So I crack the windows up front and then let it ventilate out. I do have an oscillating fan inside my box here.
Okay, yeah, I have a fan too.
To assist with that. But given that I was actually born in the Mojave Desert, it takes a lot for me to be uncomfortable. Although I tested that theory with Phoenix, and I can tell you 120 degrees was my limit. Right here I've got my garage, basic tools. Don't need to really get too crazy with that. You only need, with all the bolts and everything of a Chevy, you only need 12 different ratchets for the sizes. So
nice.
That's what I got going there. And then, this is a kitchen chuck box that I helped design, and improvements to be continued with better improvements. So it can actually, so we don't need that.
You can actually just put it outside.
Yep.
Oh, nice. That's pretty awesome.
Food storage is right here. Canned goods. Like I said, I'm not the greatest cook, so I'm still learning what I can and cannot do in the way of storage and cooking.
Well, I'm in the process of making a recipe book, so I'll have to send you one when it comes out.
Excellent. I would love to have it. So, and then over here, this is my entertainment stuff. Besides the toys that make me happy, You know, I've got my little bit of my small library, my my medicine crate, I call it, the junk box, and honestly, that's about it when it comes to the interior of the vehicle.
So the big question, because I know it's already in some of y'all's head right now, is what about the bathroom? How do you go to the bathroom?
Well, I used a bucket right there.
A bucket.
And yeah, I can actually put that bucket in there and do my business. It's not as comfortable as having it outside, but you do what you got to do. And the other question that a lot of people ask me is, well, okay, you got a bucket. Where's your covering? And it's just like, when this is rare for me. I'm usually out in the boonies, and when you're out in the boonies, who are you trying to be private with? The coyotes, the rattlesnakes. So, yeah, it'll be unfortunate for somebody to come on or roll up onto a middle-aged, overweight guy while he's on the pot. But you know, hey, that's on them. That gives them a story, and it gives me a story too.
So do you have a bag in there? Or?
Yes, it's a bag system.
Okay.
The thing is,
that's kind of what I do. The bag.
Yeah, the thing I do is
Ooh, thank God it's empty right now.
Oh, it is. Sorry, I should have warned you. So what I do is I actually have a pot and a pot.
Okay.
And then I find that makes it easier.
Smart, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, and then you can use the bottom of it for storage.
And there you go, because I know that's a big question that some of you guys have sometimes is, how do you guys go to the bathroom living in your car? But there's also the system of take a shovel and dig a hole. I know that's hard to comprehend to some people, but when you're out in the middle of nature, you got to do what you got to do. So he's going to show us, you know, like how you would dig a hole. I mean, he's not going to start digging a hole or anything, you know, because we're going to be here for a little while. But for some, because I know some people, they, oh, is that it up there?
No.
Oh, no?
That's a different one.
Okay. Some people do have a hard time understanding or, you know, comprehending how we can just dig holes and just, you know, do our business in those holes. So go ahead. All right. Show us.
So right here on the back of my build, I have a thing, and it's just a regular shovel.
Okay.
You know, it's one of those cool little things that you can get from Amazon. Has a blade in it.
Oh, that's nifty.
Yeah. So all these wonderful toys. As a kid, I used to love Transformers. You know. So.
And then you just take that shovel and dig you a hole. Yep. Make sure you dig it. You know, not just one little scoop.
No.
So.
No. I find a foot to a foot and a half. You know, no toilet paper in there. And then afterwards, when you're done, you put a stick in the middle of the mound that you'll pile up on top of it. Mm-hmm. So that way other people can identify where your landmine is. By the time that stick goes down, and people don't have to worry about stepping in it.
Since you're talking about the cool little gadgets and stuff, and you had that shovel out, do you have that spoon fork thing handy on you?
I do.
I got to see this from him the other day.
I didn't get a chance to clean it.
It's okay, but this thing is so freaking cool.
Okay, so this is it's called a tactical PS Cook sport tactical knife. Basically.
Sure.
So it's titanium, as well as so it's a spoon, a bottle opener, a can opener, fork, knife, and it has a little hole here for your to hang it on a lanyard.
That's pretty awesome. And so you don't have any other silverware. You just use that pretty much, huh?
I know. I'll be honest with you. I do have other silverwares, but it's just easier just to grab this. I don't know. Yeah,
that's pretty nifty. And that if you're camping with other people, that's got to be a great conversation to have. Conversation piece.
It is. My shower. That's another thing that people.
Oh yeah, shower. Let's see how we.
I think you know these.
Oh yeah, you guys know I have one of those.
Yep. Basically, yeah, you can use it for cooling off and all that, but if you actually take the nozzle off, it'll actually do a spray that is good enough for people with short hair to
Go ahead,
take a
spray
shower.
yourself. No, I'm
No,
just kidding.
no. Well, this is actually busted. I have to try to find the flaw that I found with these is that the rubber seal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm finding I'm constantly having to replace it.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, mine's leaking right now too. So
yeah, I can't pump it up completely.
Well, that's pretty cool because mine, you know, I have 2 of those and I use those for washing dishes. Really consumes water. Right. But I never really thought about taking showers with them, so that's pretty smart.
And then here is my jerry can. It's held up with 2 old belts of mine to keep it there, and it kind of gives it that old, authentic looking, you know, MacGyver look, I guess you could call it. And then I have one of the pumps like everyone else.
Oh, okay, yeah. Those things are so nifty.
Now, something I did find, and you can buy these extra. They're like $2. And you may or may not know about them, but a lot of people have a problem keeping these on here. Well, mine's on there pretty good and tight because you can actually buy these silicone adapters to plug the hole when you're taking your jug in to get refilled.
Okay. Yeah, I have one of those on mine too that came with it, so that's pretty awesome. Well, Mike, thank you so much for sharing your setup and a little bit about you and everything to me. Thank you for letting me be nosy and, you know, YouTube world, being nosy inside your rig and everything. I did tell you guys in the beginning of the video that he is a fellow YouTuber also. So I always love to support my fellow YouTubers. We're all in the same community here. So, and then finding another traveler that's a YouTuber, I feel like I made a new friend too, so hope to keep in touch with you.
You definitely
He's also, by the way, is going to be interviewing me after we finish filming this right here. So he will have, by the time you guys see this video right here, he'll probably already have my video up on his channel because you guys know I'm pretty far out with putting my videos on here. So go to his channel, check his channel out. Look for my interview that he did of me and my setup and everything. Give it a like and a little comment and tell him I sent you in the comments. And then real quick, I'm going to let him tell you guys a little bit about his YouTube channel also. So what's the name of your YouTube channel?
My YouTube channel is Get Lost Mike. And on that channel, I basically document my nomadic journey as well as the photography aspect and just the travel, the travel. I have GoPros also mounted on my vehicle, and I do a lot of that, and I do a lot of talking while I'm driving, you know, and it's therapeutic sometimes.
Of course.
But yeah, you can expect that. That's what you can expect on my channel. I mean, some tips and tricks. It's basically a hodgepodge because I'm an older person. I didn't believe in just niching down. If something pops into my head that I find interesting, I'm gonna talk about it or I'm gonna do it. So
go check his channel out. I'm going to include the link of his channel in the description of this video, so it'll be a little bit easier. You just go to the description of the video, click on that link, and tell him I sent you. All right, Mike, thank you so much. Give me a hug.
Thank you for reviewing my rig.
Yes, thank you for sharing it with us. So, all right, let's go do my interview now.
All right.
You are are retired military too, right?
I am.
So I guess that's going to go into with me asking you, why did you decide to start this lifestyle right here? Because I love hearing different, you know, stories of why people have started doing this lifestyle.
Believe it or not, depending on which branch of the service you go into and what your job was, or your what we call MOS, which is a job, we were already primed and trained to be nomads. So, like, for your audience, if you have any, or if there's any scouts, you know, they're out there, they're doing this, and so they're just doing them in Bradley war machines, or you know, sometimes you have tankers that are doing the same thing. They're chilling out in the middle of the freaking desert, and they're camping until it's time to roll out.